What's good, YouTube, and welcome to the house. I just want to thank you guys so much for last night that showed up and out to last night's live stream, one of my biggest ever. Thank you to Kale, to Sellout Pro, to Pops, to Random E-Man, to everyone who came out, was in voice chat, and just it was an amazing time. Thank you guys. So this morning, I wake up, my wife and I go to the gym, I come home, I load tabs for Market Watch, and how do I say this without getting demonetized? It's Mystic Fighter's first day on market, and shenanigans are afoot. It is officially November 21st. OTSs are ripping open their packs. Pre-sales are being fulfilled. The market usually cools out and gets very competitive here. And when I go to TCG Player, Alan Bertien is $63 freaking dollars now. It's not any better when I look around the market. Tier 0, who had this, I think, originally towards $25, has it at $50 freaking dollars now, and then we see it at 60 on eBay. I get that this card is extremely hyped for its potential. I get that this card is probably one of the best Mathmechs. It is not worth $60. I'm incentivized to tell you guys to use my promo codes, my links, to buy big boy dollars. So I'm going to tell you guys, for the resources you would not only pull out of your wallet to put into this card, and also versus the game, some much better options. Let's just go ahead and read him together real quick so I gain my sanity back. He's a 2+ level 4 monsters. You can tribute a monster, special summon a level 4 Mathmech monster from your hand or graveyard, so you don't gain the resource from deck. If this card is XC summoned, you can detach 2 to 4 materials from this card, then activate the appropriate effect. So at 2 materials, you add 1 Mathmech card from your deck to your hand. Cool. At 3, you add a level 4 monster from your deck to your hand, more so generically. And at 4, you add 1 spell/trap from your deck to your hand. I don't think this is going to see the play that people who are paying this are thinking of. Like, are you that big of a Gundam fan? Are you that big on Mathmechs? Do you really think that searching Regeki or some cards is that good? We had Curious with Griffin for so long, and people are like, oh, finally we can do search a card without Curious or Griffin. What are you thinking is the big payoff? Searching a Floodgate for 4 resources and $60? You think that's what's worth it, when you could just buy Curious, etc. When I look at this card, I think like how overestimated its potential is versus something like number 60 that's out of a Battles of Legend, that's sitting at $2 freaking dollars. Like, this card's actually seeing some play, is so slept on, and people are just leaving it to the side and not getting their copies. Yet they see this and Poggers search any card versus, oh hey, huge Aiden OTKing my opponent in the resource game. This card can be Ash Blossomed on all 3 of those add effects. It can be Widow Anchored. It can be Impermanenced. Like, this card does not live up to the amount of money that people are trying to get for it. And the mistake that they're making comes from the estimated value pulls on Mystic Fighter. Let's talk about that. So when something is top heavy, the rest falls out. We see Kitchen Dragon Maid. It was 25. We see it falling towards 22. Also grossly shorted. Over here, 21 before the 5% off using my code. The rest of the Dragon Maids are down. The boss stage, I think this is actually up. I think it was 8 and now it's towards 12. I'm not 100% on that. Was it 16 last time? I'm not sure. But the rest of the set, thanks to this, is all under basically $4 where it freaking should be. And this is awesome. When we look through over here, the rest of the set is falling out similarly. Actually, you have Dragon Maid cheaper on TCG Player already, which is what I like. We see this competition where Tier 0 sets the prices, and you see independent sellers come in and lower the prices usually. Yet, wow, the mad rush for this. So let me know. Am I saying you're too much of a Timmy for going after Primathmech, Alan Bertien above $50? Or do you guys think that it has the value? Or are you maybe somebody who rushed out and bought this as you saw prices were going up? I personally think it's going to fall back to 25. I'm not going to accuse my sponsors of particularly being a part of a ploy like this, but I think maybe there's a mad rush towards Black Friday, which we know is in a week, and people can be like, yeah, look, on sale, $35. I could totally see that from the entire market, knowing that Black Friday is coming. But supply and demand speak. You have so many independent vendors that feels impossible. Yet if you see everyone listing theirs for 60, are you really going to go under? Like, I really want to know the mentality of the community of sellers for reaching this point. Because even with it being shorted to 3 per case, I get you're trying to make your spread back. I would be concentrating on other cards, but I get that a lot of them aren't meta impacting. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I just think, like, if you're spending the resources, look at this card. This card has won a trip to Worlds, YCSs, and it's just $350 when it's behind a $30 paywall. If you're spending that kind of money and resources, you can stop Nibiru. You can stop multiple effects. You can run over all your opponents like monsters or do crazy things, banish. Like, I just don't equate, like, Black Luster Soldier and Apollosa being in the same realm as the Mathmech, considering how much lower it should be on people's list. But let me know where you think the fallout will happen. Are you on my side? Do you think it'll fall down? Or are you going to make this strong argument for why this is the biggest brain, high IQ buyout on an opening day ever? Let me know in the comment section down below. It just doesn't live up, in my opinion. Now, going through Chaos Impact, there's another card that I was a little harsher on at the beginning, and that's Seyfert, and I opened my eyes to it. When you see Asian Persuasion able to put 3 of these in a Lightsworn deck in top of regional, combo decks are far from dead, and this is how Guard Dragons continued. It's at $42 lowest now on TCG Player. When I look over here on eBay, we see 37, 37, and it does start to go up rather quickly, but it's still cheaper. So this is why I always tell you to shop both instead of using my TCG Player link in the description down below blindly. Get the best deals for yourself. Now, why is it going up so much? Well, it's shorted. When you're going after this card, you want 3 of these things. You want to make sure you have your playset because you want access to it. And I think it's an amazing card, but do keep in mind the special editions are coming. There's going to be a natural rise in quantities because vendors are going to get those special editions around $5.50. They're going to be ripping them open for the promos. They're going to be trying to get probably $5 from the 6 Ammo link and maybe $3 for the scrap link. And I think the scrap link might actually become a little more meta through Orcust. So it could be underestimated at first, but definitely they're going to be trying to sell those promos and get free packs. And with those free packs are going to come pulls that they'll sell at a little bit of a discount, especially for unlimiteds instead of the first ed stamped card. So even shorted quantities will rise on market. How will the demand meet the price and the final quantities on market? We're gonna have to wait and see. Chaos Hunter is a card that I kind of underestimated in this format too. So going through a history of underestimated cards, huh, John? Well, Chaos Hunter, it first like really impressed itself, I believe, during Cosmo format, and we see it here again. I feel like, though, Lancia ends duels. Chaos Hunter puts them to main phase 2, usually. Like, I just don't see Chaos Hunter as good as Lancia, personally. But it is a body on board. It is a floodgate-like effect to stop your opponent only from removing cards so you can continue removing cards. I get why people like that. And discarding a card can actually put an Orcust engrave for you to do things. For certain decks, I get why you go for Chaos Hunter, but I still feel like you give them a main phase 2. Obviously, they've special summoned a monster. They can't just impermanence this out. But I'm not feeling it as much as Lancia. I just think a card that ends can potentially end the game versus that body on board and pitching another card. I'm a Lancia fan, but let me know what you guys think. This is towards $2 for some of the cheapest copies, and we see even towards $4 right now. Geesh, this is the Mosaic rare, my bad. So we actually have towards $2 cheapest on a lot of the rares, and you can even find them cheaper depending on who's put the copies up, but on eBay it's $2 cheapest. So there's a reason to use the TCG Player link if you like this card. But let me know what you think about this one. Speaking of $2 rares, I didn't know Scrap Golem was up like this due to the scrap link. Freaking $3, geesh. I forgot about him. And then we see $2 and then quickly just randomly sporadic on eBay. I don't think he's necessarily worth it. I remember all the fridge jokes and football jokes. I don't think so, Scrap Golem. I don't think you're going to come to relevance because of the scrap link. And finally, what would a market watch be without... Oh boy, the figures. Well, actually, it's the Dual Disc Proplica is out if you guys forgot about it. The cheapest listings on eBay are towards $300, which is actually cheaper than what I was spending to pre-order from Japan. So eBay coming in clutch. Sometimes people get their things in and they're like, okay, I got to make some money. I ordered this beforehand and I've got to sell it. So after fees and shipping, they're pretty much getting even value for these Proplicas at $300, and you see it quickly rises. So if you're interested in the Dual Disc, I know that is big boy money. We have dual discs at home made out of wood. These fit sleeved cards now. It's really cool, but I know it's not everyone's cup of tea and definitely not everybody's price range. This is more just this is out now. Where could it go from here? I could see this eventually being 500 just from how the dual disc market itself is, but there's way more than I probably initially thought of these. So 300 is a decent place to get in if you want to start saving or get somebody that you love the most an amazing Christmas present. Thank you guys so much for watching today's Market Watch. I really do appreciate you guys showing up. Mystic Fighters Day 1 sure is freaking interesting. I don't think we've seen something like this on a set release in a very, very long time. So I do want to hear what you guys think about this. And I could be wrong. I could totally be off, but I just don't think I am. I don't think this will retain value. I don't think it's that good. And I think people are getting way too caught up in, oh boy, I can get pretty much any card. Like, it's so susceptible to hand traps and things like that. I just can't see it being that hyped because of Mathmechs themselves either. But let me know if you do have a counterpoint or if you agree with me in the comment section down below. And thank you everyone for subscribing lately. We've been really climbing. We're almost towards 50K. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you.